You are listening to the Business Podcast, featuring today's most successful entrepreneurs and business leaders.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
Are you ready?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Raheem. We're here at the Power Networking Conference, PNC2019, brought to you by FraserNet, Connect, Grow, and Prosper. I am here with a visionary business leader. I am here with
Forrest Lamb.
Mr. Lamb. How is everything going?
Everything's going great, bro.
Now, Mr. Forrest Lamb is a speaker. He tell us a little bit about your business, because beyond being a speaker, you know, you have information to give to people, but let us know a little bit about your business.
The whole purpose of my existence is to help people to understand themselves. There's a deeper mental construct. We call it the personality, and oftentimes we think of it as on the surface. Yeah. But an analytical psychologist, Carl Jung, realized that it's much deeper. As a matter of fact, it's embedded even deeper than your subconscious mind. And it determines all that you do. It determines your motivations, determines what you're afraid of, determines what you desire and move to. And so people go their whole life oftentimes never fully understanding themselves and who they are. They find themselves listening to other people's inputs and trying to live other people's lives instead of their own. Isabel Briggs-Myers, who's one of the founders of the process, says that when you begin to find who you really are, opportunities open up for you in your life, your business, your family, and even in your love life. And so my whole purpose is to help people to understand that. And then past that point is them to appreciate the strengths that this personality brings to the table, and also the strength that others have. And then last but not least, to learn to cooperate between those who are different than you. I can, as an example, my wife is a more quiet, introverted person. Yeah. And oftentimes, as an extrovert, I don't get the feedback that she's listening. But as I begin to understand her deeper, realize that she is focusing very intently on what I have to say. And so once I begin to know that, I begin to appreciate who she is without changing her. So that's my whole purpose, to help people to discover the real you, that undiscovered country.
That's amazing. How can people get in contact with you?
Well, they can get in contact with me. My website is lambspeaks.com. Also, they can reach me by phone at 504-500-1838.
504, that means you're from?
The greater New Orleans area. How about those Saints?
That's right. Who that said they're going to beat them Saints? Everybody, because the Saints suck. No. That's amazing, man. That's amazing. Mr. Lamb, so what brings you down to PNC?
Well, I tell you, it was Jerry Foster, who's one of the branding gurus, as I like to call him, turned me on to this. I didn't have any idea there were people who basically looked like me who were very successful this way. And at first, I didn't really think that I can afford it. But after attending PNC, I realized that I can't afford not to come. I find it very exciting. I met some very exciting friends here, some long-term relationships that have been established, and there's a wealth of knowledge that I've gotten year after year. This is my 4th year, and I have the opportunity and privilege to bring my daughter with me too.
So that's amazing. That's amazing.
Sure thing.
That's amazing. Bringing it to the next generation. Letting
Absolutely.
them understand that. Because a lot of times they ask us, what do you do when you go out of town, Dad? Why are you here? What is going on with these people that you contact? Then they come and they kind of see it and they get a chance to realize it, and then they go, oh, wow. And another thing I love about that, because it may spark something in her that may not manifest itself in the next few years, but then later on it's just like, you know, she's coming in like, I'm looking into real estate investing. And you're like, what? Where did that even come from? And it's like, because she sat down with somebody and they spoke to her about real estate investing and the passion that they had for that and the passion they have for their community. So thanks for that. And it's great to see dads here with their kids.
Indeed.
You know, that's always
the
great.
strange thing about it is I've learned more about my daughter in the last 4 years than the whole time. She's 27. Yeah. And I've learned more spending this quality time together that I basically can't replace. You know, it's been a wonderful experience, and she's my best buddy.
That's amazing. So what's your website?
My website, www.lambspeaks.com. That's lambspeaks.com.
That's lambspeaks.com, and on socials, they can contact you there as well?
Yes, they also can contact me. I'm on LinkedIn for right now. And it's Forrest Lamb, all one word, on LinkedIn.
That's amazing, man. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for coming at PNC. Give the people a great feedback that you learned while here, because you've been coming for a while, so you're sort of a PNC vet. So give them something something great that you learned this year?
The biggest thing I learned this year is about paying it forward. I listened to the ambassador from Africa, and you think about all the other people. If you think about Israel, with the Jews coming home, and she looked and said the Africans and the African Americans need to get together, and she looked at us and said, "You come home." And so it had my vision now towards Africa for us bonding with my brothers and getting to know them, people that is far distant, but yet we came from the same roots.
Yeah.
And so now I have that sense of camaraderie and that sense of home.
That's amazing, man. That's what it's about, power networking.
Absolutely.
At the PNC 2019, I'm Raheem. I'd like to thank you, Mr. Land, for sitting down with me and going over some stuff and giving us some jewels that we can use to learn about who we are and how we are as a people. So thank you for that, man.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. You have a good one. Mr. Raheem, and that's my time.